Chapter 14 Indian Heroes Introduction. Several eminent Indians have been born in India. The country feels proud of them. We have selected only 4 of them for discussion in this chapter. They are Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Subhash Chandra Bose, Sarojini Naidu and Rani Lakshmi Bai. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, born on 23 July 1856 in Ratnagiri of Maharashtra. Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak completed his studies from Deccan College of Pune. He started his career as a teacher and later became a journalist. He criticized the Western education system because he thought that he showed disrespect to Indian culture and heritage. He worked hard to improve the quality of education for the Indian youth and organized the Deccan Education Society. Along with 2 of his societies, Tilak started 2 newspapers, Kesariya and Marathi. Through these newspapers, he urged the people to fight for their rights. He wanted the British to give her freedom. He joined the Indian National Congress in the 1890s, but he couldn't agree with the moderate views of the leaders. He felt that the British would not give freedom through peaceful means and that Indians would have to fight for it. He got support from many nationalists like Bipin Chandra Pal and Lala Lajpat Rai. These 3 represented an extremist section of the Congress. Do you know? The British authorities called Bal Gangadhar Tilak the father of India unrest. Research and analysis, which leader was collectively known as Bal Pal Lal during the freedom struggle. Research the 3 famous personalities who have contributed much to get India independent. Find out about their accomplishment and how they have developed the nation. In 1908, Prafulla Chakki and Khudrazm Bose were both caught when they tried to assassinate a British district judge. Prafulla Chakki committed suicide while Khudiram was hanged. Tilak wrote in his newspaper Kesari in their honor and called their self-rule or Swaraj. He was arrested and sent to prison on Mandela in Burma from 1808 to 1914. After his release, he founded the All India Home Rule League in 1916 with Annie Besant. He died on 1 August 1920. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, born on 23 January 1897 at Cuttack in Orissa, now Odisha. Subhash Chandra Bose was a brilliant student. He got early education at a missionary school in Cuttack, where his father Janakinath Bose was a lawyer. He studied in the Scottish Church College of Calcutta, now Kolkata. He went to England in 1920 after clearing the Indian Civil Service examination, but he resigned in 1921 to join ongoing freedom movement. Subhash Chandra Bose was twice elected the president of the Indian National Congress. He was sent to jail in Mandalay and Rangoon as he was very sick in jail. He was released and put under house arrest. He was an expert in distinguishing himself and escaped many times from the police. He once again escaped from house arrest by dressing himself as a Pathan and decided to go to Russia, from where he managed to reach Berlin, capital of Germany. After a series of adventures, the World War II started in 1939. Germany, Italy and Japan attacked Britain, France, Russia and other countries. Netaji thought of getting help from Germany and Japan from India's freedom because they were Britain's enemies at that time. One of his most motivating slogans, "And give me blood and I will give you freedom." Let me answer. Who called Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Netaji the first time? He was the founder of Azad Hind Force, an army of Indians who had been prisoners of war or had hard worked outside India. He believed that Indians would not get freedom by peaceful means, as the British would not leave India without bloodshed. He encouraged women to join the Indian National Army and form the Rani Jhansi Bahini, led by Captain Lakshmi Sahagal. He gave slogans like Jai Hind and Delhi Chalo to encourage the enliven the people of India. INA songs were also sung to achieve this goal. He probably died in an air crash of 18 August 1945. Fact Finder. Subhash Chandra Bose formed Forward Bloc, a faction within the National Congress in 1939. Sarojini Naidu, born in Hyderabad on 13th February 1979, Sarojini Naidu was the eldest daughter of Aghornath Chattopadhyay and Varada Sodari Devi. Her father had founded the Nizam College in Hyderabad and her mother was a poetess. Sarojini herself was a great poetess and her poems were included in the curriculum of Oxford and Cambridge University. Her collection of poems called The Golden Thresholds was published in 1905. She was a child prodigy as she entered the Madras University at the age of 12. When she was 16, she went to England to study at King's College of London. The later at Girton College, Cambridge. She was married to Dr. Naidu when she was 19. She could speak several languages. When she returned to India, she joined the freedom struggle and worked with Gandhiji. She worked for the betterment of women and working class. She accompanied Gandhiji to the second round table conference in London. She was arrested twice in 1930 and 1942. Sarojini Naidu was the first woman to become the president of the Indian National Congress and also the first woman to become the governor of a state, Uttar Pradesh, after India became independent. She died in 1949 while serving as the governor of Uttar Pradesh. She was known as the Nightingale of India, Bharat Kokila. Health and wellness. The life expectancy of an average Indian was 33 years in 1951, which increased to 33.5 years in 2001. Infectious diseases like chickenpox, common cold, and diphtheria have been controlled to a considerable extent. Rani Lakshmi Bai, born around 1835 and named Manikarnika, she was married to Gangadhar Rao, the king of Jhansi, after the death of his first wife. A son was born to them who died within 3 months of his birth. The king adopted a relative son named Damodar Rao to succeed him, but the king died soon after the adopted prince was too young to run the affairs of the state. So it was Queen Lakshmi Bai who had to carry on the governance of Jhansi till Damodar Rao could be old enough to do so. Indian Heritage Connect. Jhansi Fort is situated on a large hilltop called Bangaria in Uttar Pradesh, northern India. It served as the stronghold of the Chandeli kings in Balbant Nagar from the 11th through the 17th century. This fort is a masterpiece example of a rich Indian heritage. The British applied the doctrine of lapse on the kingdom of Jhansi after the death of Gangadhar Rao. Under the doctrine, in an Indian ruler died, his adopted son would not be allowed to inherit the throne. Only a natural born son could become the ruler, hence the state would lapse and come directly under the British rule. So the British told the Rani that Damodar Rao would not be the king even when he grew up and asked her to leave the fort of Jhansi. In the meantime, the revolt of 1857 broke out and the Rani decided to fight for Jhansi. She recruited women in the army and gave them training. She was a brave soldier and a charismatic leader. She joined Tatya Tope and Nana Sahib in the fight against the British. She was seriously injured during the fight and died soon after the Kalpi in 1858. She was always shine in the history of India because of her bravery, boldness, efficient leadership, secularism, patriotism, and many other human values and ideals. Her name has become synonymous with the strength and heroism inherent in a woman. Summary: Bal Gangadhar Tilak represented the extremist view of Indian National Congress and launched the Home Rule movement in 1916. Netaji was twice elected the president of Indian National Congress. He escaped from India and organized the Indian National Army or Azad Hind Fauj. Sarojini Naidu was one of the prominent leaders of freedom movement and a close associate of Mahatma Gandhi. She is known as the Nightingale of India. Rani Lakshmi Bai was one of the most important leaders revolt of 1857. She died bravely at Kalpi in 1858. At integration, we must respect and be thankful for the people who have worked towards the development and enrichment of the country. Make an attractive thank you card for the eminent leaders who have fought against British rule to make your life full of freedom. Materials required: colored sheet, glue, decorative material, picture of your favorite historical figures. Exercises: creative expression, tell your story. The Indian princes and rulers were allowed to rule their kingdom but had to remain under British rule. They were unhappy with British rule. If you had been in the same situation, what you have done to eradicate British dominance, share it in the class. Cross-curricular connect, critical thinking. Let's play a game. Complete the table with the famous short slogan given by these great Indians. Leaders, slogans. 1. Subhash Chandra Bose. 2. Jawaharlal Nehru. 3. Lal Bahadur Shastri. Logical decision making. Sarojini Naidu is widely remembered for her beautiful writings, poems, selflessly contribution to the freedom struggle and campaigning for women's rights. Sarojini Naidu's father wanted her to become a great mathematician or scientist. When her father realized she was more interested in poetry than maths or science, he encouraged her. Discuss the question below. What do you want to become? Logical, think about the options which you aspire to become. What will you do if your parents want you to become something else? Do you like to play loud music? Do you like to plant trees? Let's practice. A. Write short answers to the given questions. 1. Name the newspaper published by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. 2. What is the full form of INA? 3. Name the collection of poems of Sarojini Naidu. B. Write long answers for the given questions. 1. Explain the role of Bal Gangadhar Tilak in freedom movement. 2. What was the doctrine of lapse? How did it affect Jhansi? 3. How did Subhash Chandra Bose escape from his house arrest? C. Fill in the blanks. 1. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was born on 23 July 1856 in Dash of Maharashtra. 2. Rani Lakshmi Bai was born in 1853 and named Dash. 3. Dash was the first woman president of Indian National Congress. 4. Subhash Chandra Bose attended a missionary school at Dash in Orissa. 5. Rani Jhansi Bahini was by Dash. 6. Dash gases from vehicles causes pollution. D. Multiple choice questions. 1. Rani Lakshmi Bai was the ruler of Dash. 1. Jhansi. 2. Jhansi. 3. Malwa. 2. Bal Gangadhar Tilak demanded Dash from the British. 1. Swan. 2. Swadeshi. 3. Swaraj. E. Match the following. Column A. 1. 23rd July 1856. 2. 23 Jan 1897. 3. 13 Feb 1879. 4. 1939. Column B. A. Birth of Netaji. B. Birth of Bharat Kokila. C. World War II. D. Birth of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. F. Take the correct options. 1. Sarojini Naidu entered the Madras University when she was Dash. 116, 219, 312, 410. 2. The adopted son of the ruler of Jhansi was Dash. 1. Gangadhar Rao. 2. Damodar Rao. 3. Tatya Tope. 4. Nana Saheb. 3. Who suffered due to doctrine of lapse. 1. Netaji. 2. Tilak. 3. Rani Lakshmi Bai. 4. Sarojini Naidu. 4. Netaji's father Janki Nath Bose was a Dash. 1. Doctor. 2. Lawyer. 3. Civil servant. 4. Professor. 5. Tilak started the Home Rule League in Dash. 1. 1914 to 1915. 3. 1916. 4. 1921. Conceptual understanding. The freedom fighters discussed in the chapter were proven leaders. Discuss with your friends the qualities of a good leader. Writing skills. Seema's friend is contesting for the post of head girl in her school. She wants to win the hearts of her fellow contestants and students so that she can win the election. She wants to deliver an appealing speech to win it. However, she is unable to frame it properly. Would you help Seema so that she can rough draft a speech for her friend? Fill in the graphic organizer of a speech in the boxes. Parts of a persuasive essay.